Boozing with gays.
You know you have to play it again. I'm waiting.
I feel like we're almost wearing the same clothes as in our opening.
No.
Well, no, but the colors. Like I was wearing a shirt of this color. You had a black shirt on. You were busy doing something. You weren't looking. Hey, everyone. Happy, where are we? Sunday. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday,
Sunday.
people. Happy Sunday, people. Happy Sunday. All right, we're going to stop that right now.
I know, it's not, yeah.
All right.
So we got to start. I'm going to start by doing this.
All right, I got to do this.
I'm doing this. I'm drinking beer.
Because we're doing
drinking
beer.
Brewsky.
We're just going to do beer.
No, so
right.
I chose, well, before you do yours, let me do mine. Ready? I said, Michael, let's do a pumpkin ale. And you said... So I've never had this. I love the image. Howlin' Gourds. Anyone have that? Howlin' Gourds pumpkin ale. But I'm thrilled. Okay, now show everyone what your choice was.
And I said, bitch, I'm from Chicago.
That's what he said.
I'm from Chicago, bitch.
We don't need no pumpkin ale here.
Cheers.
So that'll make a pretty noise.
Yes, come on, 40. Oh.
Can I tell you something that I do? I love drinking out of the bottle, but I'm such a bad beer drinker that oftentimes I drink and it just keeps coming. Like I can't, I don't know. I don't know.
It's going to spill. It's going to spill.
So, how was your week, my love? My husband. Wait, give me a kiss. I love you. I love you. Kiss me. Are you going to show everyone your shirt? You have to do that too.
So, I have my new shirt on.
New shirt.
For those who know, that's Miss Diane Carroll. That's Miss Dominique Devereaux.
The champagne
is burned.
And for those of you that might need a reference, I still have it up here,
I think you should show.
Ciao. For now.
Wrong clip, but the same scene. She said the champagne is burned.
Wearing, I think, the same outfit.
Possibly.
Love it. Love it.
You know, it's fun to bring Dynasty back. I don't know.
Barbara Haas-Turin, how are you doing, y'all? Hey,
everyone. So I have had a really busy performing and or putting together of a film festival week. It's a mouthful, right? I'm going to start with...
That's what he said.
I'm going to start with the film festival. So I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. I am part of the Glendale International Film Festival, where I'm with Glendale Arts, and we are mounting it for the first time this year. Now, the festival's been in operation for 8 years, but Glendale Arts took it over this year. Michael's knocking over our lighting this year. And it's been a really exciting process, kind of learning to know what all the films are and voting for the films and putting the festival together and going to see the sites. And it's a lot of fun. This is our website, glendaleif.org. It's if because the festival is the Glendale International Film Festival, which does spell GIF. And so we have
there might be some confusion.
There might be some confusion, but just so you have hey,
Steve.
A visual. Here's our graphic. Glendale International Film Festival, September 29th, October 6th. You may go to the website to order tickets. And for those of you in the area, if you are interested in volunteering.
Volunteer.
Michael's going to volunteer.
I'm volunteering.
He's going to bartend or something
to the Glendale International Film Festival.
You can go to the site.org, hit the volunteer
button. Right, Andrea?
Yeah,
I'm a volunteer.
That's volunteer button.
Yeah, do it.
So last night, Michael Shepard. Oh, that needs to go away. That's not what I wanted to do.
What happened last night?
I had a whole thing that I was going to do. I'm switching on over. I did True Story, which is the first time we have done True Story live for about 2 years, right? Because, I mean, since 2020. And, yeah. And so more than 2 years. But so it was amazing to be in front of an audience. We did True Story for many months just on Zoom, but we haven't had a live audience since March 2020.
Exactly.
And so this is our first time back. There were 5 artists. I loved the people that I was working with. All 4 of them were tremendous. We had Alex Alfaro and Angela Bullock and Rose Vaswani and Gordon Henderson. And we are all led by the intrepid Lizzie Ross, who this is her brainchild. Intrepid. And I have a teeny tiny clip.
Watch the clip of my husband.
of my work. And
I haven't even seen it yet.
No,
so
you haven't seen this.
I know the piece. I read the piece, but I don't know.
You didn't read the piece. I performed it for you. So it's a little clip. So in the beginning, I'm talking about food. We're at the Denny's and a bunch of food came to our table. That's the setup I'm giving you. Here is the clip. We were escorted to our table in no time. I had to order a variety of Grand Slam breakfast, stacks of pancakes, a side of chicken wings for my husband, and just coffee for me for Vanessa. My recollection of our previous 2 adoptions attempts.
Do you want to use Google Maps?
And that's my phone. So somewhere in there, because my phone, I'm an Android, so you have to say, hey, Bixby. I'm sure my phone somewhere is answering me right now. And I must have said something about restaurants, and it gave me a whole list of restaurants on my phone. Like it literally, I'm doing and I turned it to silent mode, but I did not know. So Android users beware. You can put it on silent mode, but if you say you're hey, Bixby, or it thinks you said hey, Bixby, it's going to interrupt your very important performance and or board meeting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you were taping that during that live and your phone went off like that.
The phone goes off and goes,
that's nutty.
You might be wanting one of these restaurants. It's like,
hey, Bay. Bethany Harrington is here, our beautiful line producer. Good to see you. Did we say hi to Barbara Haas? Hey, Barbara
say
Haas.
Hi to everyone. Say hi to Barbara Haas. Say hi to everyone. So we have another banner to put up. We're going to take off the True Story banner. And this is, oops, don't want to save that. And this is the Come Join Us.
Come join us.
Come talk. Join us.
Come sit down and talk to us. We have a lot of things that we just want to talk about tonight.
But we're going to...
A lot.
We're going to start, Michael Shepard, with what?
Bits and bobs.
So
Bits
maybe
and
I
bobs.
put the banner up after the Bits and Bobs video.
That's what you do. Yeah.
That's
Well, no,
what
it's
you do.
showed. It's fine.
We're learning. I'm
Hey,
learning.
Ashley. So,
We're starting with the Grammys. Emmys.
Emmys.
So I would like to read off before you say anything. Because you have a lot of thoughts on
I have a lot of thoughts
and
on
I want to
Emmys.
get to
I do.
Your thoughts are important. But I'd like to read off some.
Are they, though?
I would. Are they?
Are
though?
they?
I just want to read off just rattle off some winners that happened for those of you that love the TV land like many of us do, and we award them, right? We want to celebrate in this. So Succession won Best Drama. Ted Lasso, Best Comedy. Jason Sudeikis and Brett Goldstein won Actor and Supporting Actor with Ted Lasso. Zendaya for Euphoria. Jean Smart for Hacks. Julia Garner, once again, Supporting Actress for Ozark. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. And Saturday Night Live. They all won, Michael.
But Saturday Night Live shouldn't have won.
Well, here's the deal. What did you notice about that list? They're all freaking previous winners. Every single one of them. Every single, do we just not know who to vote for? And we go, I'm going to vote for the guy last year. I think
there's a lot of that, though.
I
that's
was
everything.
frustrated with that. I was frustrated.
It's crazy.
I love Jean Smart. And last year, I wanted Jean Smart to win.
I've worked with Jean Smart.
And this year, I'm like, let's give it to maybe Quinta Brunson. Let's give it to someone else. Let's rock and roll. Anyway, I was, Julia Garner, once again, great actress in Ozark. She's already won one. Give it to someone else. I was a little flustered by all that.
Your rant's not going to change that.
And then if it wasn't this is the other thing about it, ready? If it wasn't a previous winner, the winner was White Lotus. It's a problematic show about privileged white people going to an island and shitting on people of color, written by a man whose last name is White.
Here we go. I want to talk about just this for a hot second, y'all. Just for a little bit. Let me just highlight this for just a little bit. The reason it wins is because it is a privileged white show about privileged white people with a tokenized black person, and the woman who's in that, who the black woman there, she's Natasha Rowell.
Yeah.
Brilliant actress. But the reason it wins is because, don't tell nobody, but secretly, white people love seeing white people do white things.
I think you're right. And that pisses... Because I'll tell you, the show that I saw that I was so impressed with that I thought was going to really run the gamut back in the day was Dope Sick. And Dope Sick was awesome. And Michael Keaton did win. That was kind of unexpected. But I thought it was going to take many more awards. It was very intricate. It was very more involved. It wasn't a bunch of white people say, I'm sorry, I got to take this call. It wasn't that. It was literally...
Because that's all white people do.
It was literally
every time I'm with someone
Connie
white,
Britton was
his
always
phone understood it.
Connie Britton was always on I got to take this call. I'm sorry, I got to... I'm like, that is not, that's, it literally was an 8-episode thing that could have been whittled down to a movie. That was it.
Bug, fly,
Blood fly.
blood
Anyway,
fly.
I was so anti. I want to hear what people say. Was anyone pro White Lotus? Anyone? Just wondering.
Well, okay. While we're waiting for that, I have to talk about this.
I don't know what this.
Bethany, I'm constantly needed to take a phone call like an asshole. I want to talk about this.
Yes.
Can we talk about the black girl magic, though, of the evening?
Well, we have to. Well, okay. I'm gonna for the Black Girl Magic. Well, we have these. We're gonna do these in this order, right?
Black girl magic.
Okay, I'm gonna for 1 second. I'm gonna take this off because we're gonna just show some photographs.
Hey, Matthew
Wait,
Black.
did someone like White Lotus? Anyone?
Love, I don't know. Let's just,
Okay.
we don't, let's move off White Lotus. Let's go to black girl magic.
Okay. Well, so I have
Black
images.
Girl
I'm on the wrong
Magic.
side. Here's images. Image number 1.
All right. So as you can see, that is the amazing. Oddly enough, Natasha Rowell is sitting behind
Yes.
Quinta Brunson, who is the creator and showrunner for Abbott Elementary.
And she won for writing for a comedy.
Won for writing for a comedy. And I believe this is the first black woman to have won
No.
that. No. Who
There's
done
a
this?
third. Lena Waithe won.
Oh, Lena
for
Waithe
Master
won.
of
That's
None.
right. Larry Wilmore also won.
And Larry Wilmore from Bernie Mac.
But
Yeah.
she's the first one under 5'2".
That is
So, but look at this picture though, and who is that on the ground?
That's Jimmy Kimmel, Michael.
That's Jimmy Kimmel on the ground. Look at this picture. We're gonna turn it off because I'm gonna talk about this moment. So Jimmy Kimmel and what's his face?
Oh, it was what? Yeah, Arnett. Will
Arnett. Decided to do a bid, and Jimmy's supposed to be drunk because he lost.
Because he lost the
and they pull him on stage and blah blah hooty hooty what.
You gotta say it with actual words of hooty hoot waddy what. So yeah, so Will Arnett like literally pulled Jimmy Kimmel by his foot while he's lying on the ground on stage. And Jimmy had too many drinks, he lost for the 13th time or whatever.
Jokes.
But once the joke is done, something has to happen. You gotta get out of the way of the winner.
The third time in the history of television, a black person has won that award.
Has won this award.
And
get out of the way.
And here's the thing. Black women are an endangered species, y'all. And it seems that every time something good happens to black women, there's always somebody white trying to steal that thunder, making it less than. And I look at Jimmy Kimmel as taking the thunder from this moment and making it less than for this black woman, which is just par for the course. It's what's been happening all through history. But I will say this about Jimmy Kimmel. He invited her on the show and he let her talk about that moment.
Well, then
he
sincerely apologized.
He did. But it's not even, but fuck that.
Well, he did. Well, he did.
Yes, he apologized. He apologized. Yes. But why does it keep happening? I have never seen anybody on that stage when Reese Witherspoon won an award. I have never seen anything, no high shenanigans. It only happens when someone of color is up there winning.
I don't think Reese has ever won an Emmy.
All right.
Was that not the point?
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston has won an Emmy.
Yeah. So I'm just like, look, it has to be. Y'all need to stop. Stop.
So this is my thought of the whole thing. I think Jimmy Kimmel would have laid there no matter who won. However, that's when he needs to have knowledge, right? He needs to know, oh, this is deeper than if someone else had won the award. I need to get out of the way and make space for this person too, because it is history. Right here, it's history.
But when you don't, because when you're a cis white male or cis white period, you don't have that privilege. All you have is privilege.
You have to share.
You never think about that.
You have to get.
You don't have to think about it.
You don't
and
have
that
to. And
that was horrifying. That this woman's moment was absolutely not ruined, but overshadowed by the antics of this white man.
Well, and also it ate into her speech. She had to.
Yeah.
She thought.
All of a sudden she goes, I got 45 seconds. Now I got 30.
Yeah.
Because your punk ass is laying here.
I'm moving on to our next image. Boop.
Hello, handsome.
So this is Lee Jung-jae, winner for Best Actor for Squid Game, which also won Best Director for a drama. I was thrilled that Squid Game was in there. And I wanted to ask one question, though, Michael.
What's that?
What do you think of his suit?
I like that. It reminds me of the suit that what's-his-name wears in Nope.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, you mean Stephen Yeun?
Stephen Yeun wears a suit similar to that in Nope.
It reminds me of the in Mary Poppins. I know they're cartoons, but they wear those studs all over their collars and stuff. I know the movie better than you. You just got to take my word for
I
that.
know. Hey, Bill Ambrom.
But anyway, I wasn't sure about the suit, but I loved that he won, and I love that the episode that won for best directing was Red Light, Green Light, because
You haven't
that
seen it? Watch it.
watch Squid
it's-
Game.
whoa.
It's some creepy shit. I love it.
All right, another person.
Another person.
It's about damn time. So, for those of you who don't know, that is Miss Lizzo. Lizzo is now a Grammy and Emmy Award winner.
And it was probably the biggest dress of the evening. I think it had the most fabric.
Let's talk about that. Can we talk about that for just a hot second?
Yeah.
Look, Lizzo is not a petite woman. She is a large woman.
Oh,
she
I wasn't
discusses
talking about her size. I'm just saying there was a lot of train.
No, but she's a very large woman, and
Yes.
she takes up space. And she knows she takes up space. And she relishes the fact that she takes up
what's
space.
her show? Her show is Lizzo's Big Girls or Lizzo?
Yeah, let's hear it for the big girls.
Let's hear it for the big girls. It's all about big girls
It's
and
all
big
about-
girl.
And she
yes.
takes up space. Just as a human being, she takes up space and she relishes it. So the fact that she wore this outfit, taking up even more space,
Still
and all
showing
her
off
beautiful
leg, though.
blackness,
Showed off
taking
the
up
leg.
all that space,
Showed off
lets
some
you
leg.
know
Yeah.
that y'all got to make room. Y'all need to make
And
room.
her
If you're not going to
speech-
make it, I'm going to make it for
And her
myself.
speech mirrored what you just said, right? She talked about the big girl. She kind of wanted everyone that was up in the balcony to come down. That was part of her show. But that was another. That was a very. It was a life affirming speech for me.
It was beautiful.
because It was a
beautiful
life speech. There was one thing, one
Hey,
speech,
Patty.
Michael Shepard.
What speech?
One speech, Michael Shepard, that I say was the best speech almost ever
In the history of the
ever at Emmys award ceremonies. I'm telling you. And that award goes to, like we got once again, find it, Miss Cheryl Lee Ralph. Here we go. Enjoy.
I am an endangered species, but I sing no victim song. I am a woman, I am an artist, and I know where my voice belongs.
Now, I noticed something about that speech and also Michael Keaton's speech. Can I say what I've noticed?
Oh, sure.
The Emmy, whoever the people that run the Emmys, they gave them much more time to do the speech because they are our senior performers. They have gravitas. They have life
Seasoned.
experience.
Let's not say senior.
Seasoned. I agree. I like that.
Seasoned.
Seasoned.
They're seasoned.
And so
Hey, Yolanda.
the song itself would have ended her time, right? And then she talked for like a minute after that. It was an amazing thoughts for anyone. I'm going to put the banner up if anyone wants to come in and talk now. I just had to I didn't want when she sang to have the banner up, but now, if anyone wants to come and talk about the Emmys,
Yeah, that
or
was a
anything
beautiful
else.
moment. Do you
Was
have
that-
the other little thing? Did you get the other thing in the mail? I want to say.
No.
So I have a funny story about Cheryl Lee Ralph. We went to go see the 30th anniversary of Dreamgirls.
Yes.
It was a concert version, right? So we go and we see it, and it is just amazing. And we're like in the fifth row.
It wasn't really
It wasn't. It was like the original
three of them.
Dreamgirls.
So it was Loretta Devine, Cheryl Lee Ralph, and Jennifer Holiday, and they sang Dreamgirls songs, and then they each individually sang other songs that were not connected to Dreamgirls at all.
Yeah, but it was their 30th anniversary of getting together.
And I will say this about Cheryl Lee Ralph: she opened the show, she emceed the show, she looked drop dead gorgeous, just like she did on the Emmys.
Her makeup changed every time she had on a different outfit.
I mean, that woman is a performer. That woman is a quintessential performer. And I
Just
make fun of
wonderful.
that word all the time, but it fits
So
her. She's
we go
amazing.
there and we have this great time. We see, we're down in front. It's really wonderful. And we go to the after party. We got invited to the after party. And so we're there. And hey, Sherry. And I'm walking through the crowd. I did not say, hey, Siri. I said, hey, Sherry.
Siri popped up.
Phones, AI. Bernard, AI's taking over. And I'm walking through this crowd, and there's photographers, and there's flashes, and there's, lots of famousy people and whatnot. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. This is great. And as I'm walking past all the Michigas, I hear, Michael Shepard, I know you ain't gonna walk right past me without saying hello. And I'm like, it's Cheryl Lee Ralph. And in my head, I'm going, how do I know Cheryl Lee Ralph?
You
I'm from
know
a little
how you
bitty
do.
tiny town.
You know, she's probably
It's
from a
like-
little bitty tiny
I
town.
know, but it was just like, how do I know her?
Because you have to tell people. You can't leave them hanging.
I have worked with Cheryl. I've worked with her a few times and love her to death. She's one of the kindest, most open, sweetest people. She deserved that award more than anybody I can imagine. It's perfect. But every time, like, you know, I say this to my husband all the time. I go, how do I know that person?
And I said,
why
"Get
are they
over it."
calling my
I said,
name?
you know them because you are Michael Shepard. That's how you know them. I have an
That's how a
image.
bitch stay humble.
I have an image of another Emmy winner,
Oh, who?
but this time she's not being lauded for being an Emmy winner. She's being
Y'all.
lauded for being on the cover of El Brazil.
Look at that. Look at that.
4 covers of Viola Davis. 4 covers, not
Sorry.
1, not 2, not 3. But do you have a favorite of those looks?
All of them.
I
I think the hand dress is
the hand dress I like,
brilliant.
but that hat, the second one, that really
Ugh.
interestingly shaped hat, I think is so gorgeous.
Yeah. So I said Shari Barrett's name wrong. That's Shari like Ferrari. Sometimes I get this up.
Not
But yes.
Sherry like Barry.
No, Shari like Ferrari. I just have to say, baby. That outfit is everything.
Oh, the hand outfit?
All of them.
Oh,
All of them.
I mean, yeah.
They're just brilliant.
And
They're
of course,
just brilliant.
it is promoting Woman King, which is coming out, and I just saw an amazing review for it. So that is the movie that our second child, Maxwell, wants to see more than anything right now. We have to go see Woman King.
Yes, so
So
we're gonna go see that.
We're gonna go see that.
All right.
Another
Let's keep moving forward.
This is,
What else?
this is
What is-
this is just.
Aw.
I mean, it melted Michael's in my heart today. Alan Alda, Mike Farrell, and I toasting
50th,
the 50th
anniversary.
of the show that changed our lives and our brilliant pals.
Y'all,
MASH
50th.
was a great gift to both of us. I mean, that's amazing.
And here's the deal. Very few of us on here can say, oh, I watched it on Nick at Night. No, you didn't. You were right there with
But can I
us.
tell you something weird? Like when I was younger watching MASH, I assumed they were both like 50. Which if it was 50 years, then they'd be 100. So evidently they weren't 50.
Well,
when
it's
they
like
did
watching
MASH.
Golden Girls. It's like watching Golden Girls because they were all in their 50s.
I know.
They were in their 50s.
And yet, all of them.
They were 50s. What? Okay, I was just like, what?
Okay, we have another Emmy winner.
Lots of Emmys.
This is Pat Sajak with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Wah, wah. And the other person is Brian Glenn from Right Side Broadcasting Network. So lots have been said about Pat Sajak posing with big smiles with Marjorie Taylor Greene. My favorite meme was this.
I'll take a Z.
Do you have a Z, Vanna? And someone else said that he was hanging out with Vanna, white supremacist. Like, oh my god!
I'll take
Pat
3
Sajak.
Ks.
Oh, you can't do anything, right? I mean, I.
Pat Sajak, y'all. Guess what show
Sajak.
I'm never going to ever watch again.
Now you said that he was MAGA. Is he? Do you know that for
Well,
certain?
he's never admitted it, but look at the people he hanging with.
Well, evidently in here you're going. But what if they come to visit the show and what's he supposed to
That's
do?
not the show.
Oh, I don't know where they.
That is not the show.
That's not
Trust me.
backstage.
It's not backstage.
Vanna White's not right behind.
No. Vanna White is not a Kev.
Okay,
Fine ass mother.
We have one more Emmy winner. RuPaul.
What is this? What is this?
That's RuPaul and Snooki on Cheez-Its.
Okay, first of all, I understand why you put RuPaul on the cover of something, but why Snooki?
Because this is the most peculiar thing. Cheez-Its is celebrating 30 years of reality television. And so they have these 2 new boxes with RuPaul and Snooki. There's a limited supply. You can go to cheezithq.com, $7.99 plus shipping, and you can get a RuPaul or a Snooki Cheez-Its. My favorite tweet about that, how's my mental state? Well, I spent $12 on RuPaul Cheez-Its.
Hey, Canva Carl.
Do you want an image again? Do you want to see it?
What? Okay.
celebrating 30 years of reality TV. It's wild, right?
That's why a lot of us ain't got jobs still because of reality TV.
Reality TV.
Mark Webster. Hey, Cam Picaro, everybody here. All right. You want to do this?
Sure.
All right.
We have a friend.
Hey, Matthew.
What are you reading?
Hi, I'm just writing out checks.
Ready up.
The only thing I know about Snooki was the parody that South Park did of her, some deranged sex fiend.
I never watched. What was that show? The
I
New
don't
Jersey,
know. Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shores, but I never
Jersey
watched
Shore.
it.
I
don't
never
think I had
watched it
TV in
either.
So
I'm gonna save my money and buy the other Cheez-Its.
Sure,
I can print out a picture of RuPaul
I
on my
put 'em on your
computer
Cheez-Its.
and put it on top of the box of Cheez-Its.
Do you remember when I did that weird play, 365? This is a weird story, Matthew. And I had to have a giant bag of rice, and I was moving rice from one side of the stage to the other. Susan Laurie Parks,
Yes.
365, and I directed the show. And I said, well, I kind of want a bit where I bring the rice, like this huge bag of rice out and plop it. And like there's an image that makes people laugh. And I was thinking it was the George Bush years. And I made it Condoleezza Rice. And I put a picture of her on the cover and it said Condoleezza Rice. And it got a big laugh. So maybe
I wonder how that would
but
play
I will
today.
say this. I made it on my own and I didn't spend
You did.
$7.99. So there we are.
Or $15 for a bag of Cheez-Its. So what's up, Matthew? What's going on, baby? How do you like the Emmys?
I thought they did a much better job. The first appearance I remember of RuPaul was in "But I'm a Cheerleader." He played one of the camp counselors.
Like, what was that in that? It was kind of like what is it when they try to take the gay out of you?
Comparative therapy.
Yeah. It was that type of.
Yeah.
And Natasha Lyonne was the lead of that.
So if you ever want to watch that movie, it's really fun.
They're fun people
movie.
in it, and Kathy Moriarty's in
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
It's
they're
very,
fun
very fun. The first time I ever saw RuPaul was backstage when we were doing drag together.
There's a story. Michael is a story.
That's when RuPaul was actually, when we did a few shows together, and that's back when RuPaul was actually called Star Booty. Look it up, kids. It's in the Google.
So he went
Star
from
Booty.
being actually RuPaul's his actual name,
Yeah.
to Star Booty, and then going back
to
might as well
RuPaul
just
Charles.
be RuPaul. Yeah.
All right.
What any news for us, Matthew? What do we need to know?
It's Sunday. It's not Thursday. It's not Friday. You're on Sunday now.
You know,
We don't know when we're going to be on
now
it
a
right now.
crapshoot.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of work happening because, we're both working and there's lots of stuff happening. But we still want to come and do this because we love doing it.
So I have a question, Matthew. Did you watch Feud, the TV show, the Ryan Murphy show that dealt with like Betty Davis and Joan Crawford? Did you see that show? And Jessica Lange played.
Wasn't that about 2 years ago?
Yeah, and Jessica Lange played. I just said it. Joan Crawford and
Susan
Susan
Sarandon.
Sarandon's played, and so they're doing a Feud too, which is why I bring this up. They're doing a Feud too about Truman Capote, which I didn't know he had a feud, but they're doing it for
Seymour Hoffman. They're going to get to play on that.
No, they're getting. Well, unfortunately, they can't get Philip. He was an awesome. In True, he was amazing.
Yeah.
They're getting.
Hey, Joe.
They're getting Tom Hollander. Well, I can't even picture who Tom Hollander
He's
is.
cute.
Can you? He's cute.
He's cute.
Is he a good?
He's
Capote?
He's too cute for Capote.
I will say this: I thought Philip Seymour Hoffman was like a really good
He's too cute for
Capote type.
Capote.
But yeah, Tom Hollander's playing, and evidently Capote wrote like this tell-all fiction book about New York City called Answered Prayers, and he published like bits and pieces before the book. Well, the book never came out. I don't think it was ever finished. And so then a lot of the New York elite had a feud with him. It'll be interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah, so am I.
So they have want to know who's in the cast? This is so Demi Moore just joined the cast.
Demi Moore.
Demi. It's a lot of long-haired people.
Not to you.
No, Demi.
Demi.
But a lot of long-haired people. So Diane Lane, Callista Flockhart, Naomi Watts, and Chloe Sevigny. A lot of hair in that group.
So anyway, that's going about
And
to
a lot
happen.
of white hair.
But I have
will
a question.
say this.
What
White
would
hair.
okay? And I want to hear this in the comment section, please. What would if they did a black version of Feud? Who would that be?
Well, I know who.
Who do you think the black version of Feud
I
would
know.
be? Who?
Will Smith, Chris Rock.
That's too on the nose. That's too on the nose. That's too on the nose.
But it's not wrong.
no, it's not wrong, but it's too on the nose. It's like,
Well, who do you
Yeah.
think it should be? Who would the
Well, what else do they tell besides the bitch slap?
Bethany didn't like
Yeah.
that. Bethany's
Yeah.
like, too soon. Don't do it.
no, I think that, you would have to go back and, you know who it'd be is Ava Gardner and the lady, the music and the stage. Why am I forgetting her?
All I'm picturing is da 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 the chorus line.
No, the lady
And the music
Oh.
and the chance to dance. Yeah, I'm thinking of that. That doesn't help anyone. Aretha Franklin is what I'm saying there. Brandy and Monica, is that who you're thinking of? Hey, Snowy.
Brandy and Monica. No, Lena Horne. Lena Horne and Ava Gardner. Because Lena Horne, little known thing, because Lena Horne was supposed to be in Showboat, playing a little biracial girl. And they, like they always do,
They cast Ava Gardner.
they cast
in the role.
Ava Gardner in the role, and that caused a little rift between them. Because Ava Gardner allegedly
Yeah.
asked Miss Lena, what makeup did she use? So they're gonna cast her, but then she had to ask what makeup. So I'm telling you right now. All right, we're gonna get back to some stuff. Thank you for joining us, Matthew, as always.
Always good to see you, Matthew.
Anybody else want to come on and join us? Please just
Bye-bye.
go to the linky link.
I have one more bits and bobs.
All right,
So the
we're keeping
Biden,
it light, easy.
well, we're going to go to government. No. You
I'm
can't
getting rid
touch.
of.
Oh, Brandy's.
yeah.
Is that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I can't get rid of that.
you touch things and it makes me crazy. So the Bidens went to England and they visited the Queen's coffin and signed the condolence book in Westminster. And here's the image. I wanted your opinion.
Ah!
I saw her. So I saw Jill Biden's top,
Ah!
and I said, "That's friggin' what was his name? Nolan, whatever.
Nolan Miller.
Nolan Mill. That's friggin' Nolan. That's Dynasty." I was looking at that. I saw that picture, and I said, "Are they doing a Dynasty article?" No, he's signing the condolence book for the Queen. But I go, "That is Blake and Crystal.
Oh,
that is
my
Blake and Crystal.
God, that is so crazy.
Is that a little bit of genius? Do you
That
like
is
it?
crazy.
I never thought of her as Crystal Carrington, but she does have Crystal Carrington hair,
Okay,
practically.
that makes me very happy.
Well, that's why I said when you're wearing the shirt, I said I told him there was a surprise. That was my surprise. But I said you're wearing an appropriate shirt for the Dynasty thing that I have. So.
All right, what did I want to say? Bernard had the best. I think this is a really good one right here for a feud. I would watch this in a heartbeat.
Bessie Smith and Ma Rainey. I don't know that feud, but I'd watch it.
But you know what?
Did she talked about it in the movie, didn't she? In Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, did she talk about Bessie Smith? Maybe?
Yeah.
I think she might have.
But yeah. All right. Let's talk about something heavier.
We are into government. So Michael Shepard.
Yes. How do you get that off now?
Oh, you want that off?
I want it off now.
We got to go to banners.
All right. Boom.
All right.
There we go.
We are back to stuff. So, Ron DeSantis, Michael. Ron DeSantis,
Ron DeSatan.
governor of Florida, flew 50 migrants from Texas to Martha's Vineyard as sort of a statement piece, like we are dealing with so much influx of immigrants and you deal with them, rich liberal people. And that kind of, and landed the plane in Martha's Vineyard with no one in Martha's Vineyard knowing what was going on. No one had information. No one had any like preparation or anything like that. I'm dumbfounded that this happened.
I'm not.
I'm dumbfounded.
It's a cis white man.
Well, you keep going back to that.
I keep going back to that because I'm going to say
Do
something
your
that
thing.
is going to be, it's
going to be edgy.
It's going to be, it's
gonna
not
make
even
me
edgy.
mad.
It's my truth. And it's a lot of truth from people I've spoken with who are married to white people. It's very hard some mornings to wake up to love the person you're with because they're white. Because of what's happening right now over and over. It's very hard sometimes.
You chose me.
I didn't know all this other shit was going to happen 25 years later.
I didn't choose you. You chose me. You can't choose me and then go, oh,
yes.
you're what?
No, 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 no.
38
yes.
years later,
No,
go,
no,
we're,
yes.
we're coming up to 25 years.
25
we are
years.
coming up to 25 years.
Yeah, in like 3 weeks. 3 weeks, 25 years.
So it's, I have no knee-jerk reaction to this.
No,
what
it's
you
but
just said.
it's
I really
it's
don't.
it's because I think a
actually
lot
kind
of
of
it
understand
is because also it's they're getting all this stuff, all this hurt that is being brought upon this shitty ass country we live in is by these people who more or less will get away with it. That there are no repercussions. Because, we keep saying, we're so close, we're so close, we're so close. People are going to jail. No, they ain't. No, they ain't. And I would like to hear from other black people. Because I don't think they are.
People who don't matter as much go to jail. The thing that keeps happening is it's like, so you have these, the January 6th, whatever, rioters, marauders, whatever. Many of them are getting sentenced here all over the place. But the people at the top who kind of set it up, well, they're investigating that still, but we
went and killed Osama bin Laden, not because he flew a plane into the towers, not because he crash landed at the Pentagon or in a field. We went after him because he incited his followers to come and wreak havoc upon this shitty ass country. Today, we have a bunch of our national leaders doing the exact same thing.
So we have a list.
Inciting.
Yeah.
The exact same thing. Why are we not going for them? So, and yet there are 41% of this country is praising January 6th.
How many percent?
41%. That's what I read. 41%.
That just is insane to me. So we have DeSantis flew migrants to from Texas to Martha's Vineyard. We had Greg Abbott bringing busloads of undocumented workers to Kamala Harris's house in Washington, D.C. What is that message? I mean, it's just insanity.
That they don't care about black and brown people. I just keep going back to that. That they're using them as political pawns to get what they want.
So this is what you were talking to me about. The JFK Library put this up: to embarrass Northern liberals and humiliate black people, Southern White Citizens Council started their so-called reverse freedom rides to give black people one-way tickets to northern cities with false promises of jobs, housing, and better lives. This was put up comparing what we did back then to what's happening now. It's using people as pawns for some sort of political gain or political messaging.
Well, it's just that they don't care about black and brown people.
No, but they're using it as political messaging. They're saying to their base or whatever, look what I did. Isn't that clever? Aren't I? Whatever they are doing, they're doing it for a purpose. They're not doing it just to be cruel to people, but they are being cruel in the process because they're using people as pawns. Is how I see it. I
agree with that to a certain degree. But I will also say this: there's two sides to this whole thing. They sent all these folks, these 50 people, to Martha's Vineyard, and there's all this imagery of like all the people in Martha's Vineyard going and, oh, we're gonna get them beds, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. They were all gone the next day, though. They were shipped off Martha's Vineyard and back to a place that was not Martha's Vineyard the next day. I just want to bring that up. Just want to throw that out there.
I have something here. This is Rachel Self. She's an immigration attorney. She's talking, about the story we're talking about.
They were told there was a surprise present for them and that there would be jobs and housing awaiting for them when they arrived. This was obviously a sadistic lie. Not only did those responsible for this stunt know that there was no housing and no employment awaiting the migrants, they also very intentionally chose not to call ahead to any single office authority on Martha's Vineyard so that even the most basic human needs arrangements could be made. Ensuring that no help awaited the migrants at all was the entire point.
Once again, using people as pawns and saying, get on the plane. We have a thing for you. A great, wonderful thing over here. And the people that are getting the plane have no idea that it's happening, or in front of Kamala Harris's house have no idea what's happening. And then they get off and they're like, And the other thing that they did about that what DeSantis did is he marked on their paperwork that they had permanent homes, which I guess you have to do for ICE, that these immigrants have to have some home. And they placed them in shelters all over the country, like in Tacoma, Washington.
They gave them fake addresses.
And and then they said to these people, you got to check in by Monday or else ICE is going to get you and take you out. So basically fear is involved. They manipulated them. And this wonderful lawyer who was just talking talks about this later on in this very same interview, but talks about how manipulative it is to give these people such false hope, to give these people misinformation, and to give them fear, saying you better check in Tacoma, Washington. Well, they're in Martha's Vineyard. How are they going to get to a Monday appointment? Like, none of it makes sense. It's all, it's
human trafficking.
It's human people. Yeah. Well, I would love that to hold.
Hey, Heidi. Hey, Gloria. So Gloria. It's funny. I guess sometimes you just got to sit and rock and hum spirituals.
Well, Dominique Devereaux would. It's burnt.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Unfortunately, we have so many bad players in Washington right now. I mean, and I just read this article that it was like they're not even trying to hide the badness. I mean, they're just saying
the racist things out loud now.
Racist
things out loud.
It's just insane. So, House Oversight Committee, here we go.
I hope y'all did. Oh,
they had a hearing examining the fossil fuel companies' effect on the environment. This is Representative Clay Higgins from Louisiana questioning Rhea Salter, Esquire, founder of the Energy, Justice, Law, and Policy Center. So think about this. This is an actual hearing, and this is a leader of the hearing talking to someone who has information. She is a lawyer. She is a lawyer about things that get polluted and ecology, all of this stuff, and is basically either not letting her get a word in edgewise or keeps derailing her thought. It's mind-blowing what happens. But
hey, Jennifer.
As soon as I find it, because I did it again.
What I would do is ask you, sir, from Louisiana.
I'm giving you the power. You're presenting.
To search you, sir, from Louisiana, to search your heart and understand why the EPA knows that toxic petrochemical facilities are some of the most toxic, polluting facilities in the world and are killing black people throughout Louisiana.
Okay,
so my first thing would to be you to search your heart and ask your God what you are doing to the black and poor people in Louisiana.
Calling her boo. I mean, there was no respect to her. And she had all this knowledge. She had all of this information to impart. And we have the follow-up, which
hey, Becky.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez does a
he
follow-up.
He called her boo.
But I'm going to give some information first.
It. Again, hard to wake up and like white people.
I understand that, actually.
It's hard.
So, I don't know if I have these in order. I believe this is from the UN News. Let's see if that is correct. Wrong one. This is the UN News. Here we go. Originally dubbed Plantation Country, Cancer Alley. Think about that. Cancer Alley, which is located in the southern state of Louisiana along the lower Mississippi River, where enslaved Africans were forced to labor, serves as an industrial hub. Look at this number, with nearly 150 oil refineries, plastic plants, and chemical facilities. The ever-widening corridor of petrochemical plants has not only polluted surrounding water and air, but also subjected the mostly African-American residents in St. James Parish to cancer, respiratory diseases, and other health problems. It's United Nations News. All the research I did today, I go, well, what's the most polluted state? Louisiana. So here's this. This is what we have to have back. We have to have this information. This meeting was happening a little bit late because I think that was printed even a year ago or 2 years ago. But this is because people are dying in Louisiana. Black people mostly are dying in Louisiana. And she is there with the information, trying to give it to the man. And he's like, well, what do we do with all these plastics? Why do you want to take this away from me? He's
goading her because all of a sudden he's trying to make her seem to be the angry black woman. and so they pull that trope out. I'm just like, okay.
One more here from the UN Special Procedures. UN experts raise serious concerns about further industrialization of so-called Cancer Alley in southern U.S. state of Louisiana, saying the development of petrochemical complexes is a form of environmental racism. That's the backstory. So you have to know that watching the previous clip, which I kind of did it backwards, maybe. So we have our Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez spoke after that, and this is what she said.
In the 4 years that I've sat on this committee, I have never seen members of Congress, Republican or Democrat, disrespect a witness in the way that I have seen them disrespect you today. For the gentleman of Louisiana and the comfort that he felt in yelling at you like that, there's more than one way to get a point across. And frankly, men who treat women like that in public, I fear how they treat them in private. I would hope that someone would issue you an apology, but because I don't believe he will, I want to apologize.
I wanted to thank you, and you've provided so much leadership and courage. They can come for me all day long.
Strength.
Come for me all day long.
Strength, right
Come
there.
for me all day long. I want to go back. There's a comment just happened. I want to talk about it. Where is it? It's Shari's. White Republicans, not all white people. When I say that it's hard when I wake up in the morning, yes, white Republicans are horrible people. But when I wake up in the morning, I can't distinguish. When I walk out my door, I look at white people and I can't distinguish between Republican white people, Democratic white people. They're all white people to me, all feeling as if they want to cause me harm. And I would like to say, I wish it wasn't that way, but it is that way. And I have to be very careful about who I put in my circle now because I don't know who they are. It's the same way with cops. People say, well, there's good cops too. All cops are not bad. I don't know who the bad cops are.
Or the good cops, for that matter.
I don't know who the good cops are. So I have to approach every situation with fear, and try to control my anger because I don't know who the good white people are. I don't know who they are. I don't, because and that's the way I have to wake up every day. Even on my own street, I don't know who the good white people are and who the bad white people are. I just see white people who want to hurt me. And is that a horrible way to live life? Absolutely. But it's true for, I will say, 99.3% of all black people in this country. That is what it feels like. And also, it feels like there are times when you watch white people who are allies, but don't want to give up the comfort of their whiteness. They don't want to give up that comfort, that privilege of whiteness that comes with every white person. Anybody who disagrees with that is lying. There's a privilege to it. There's varying degrees of where you land on the ladder of privilege, of course, but that is what I feel. And it is a horrible feeling to wake up to every day. And I just need to make that said. And I'm not trying to come for you, Shari, at all. You know that. I adore you so much. I just need to let people know what the truth of my reality is every single day. So I had to say that.
Can I talk?
Yes. I don't know. Can
you? In the beginning, when I would hear you say things like white people, I would respond like Shari. I'd be like, well, I'm not all white. I mean, I'm a good person. And I had to build a callus. It wasn't easy, Michael. I mean, I had to build, this is either it is about me sometimes or it isn't about me, but I had to realize I had to do what I needed to do to better the world, whatever that meant, right? Mm-hmm. I had to, whether, I don't know, I'm trying, examples at the moment are few and far between, but I had to live a better life for our children, for you, for many things. Which is
why we've lasted to 25 years.
Yes.
because we're able to have these conversations.
And I've learned not to knee jerk as much. I still do. Every now and then you'll say white people in a way and I'll go, oh, it hits me. But I've learned to not knee jerk as much and, and self-evaluate and say, does this particular sentence apply to me? And sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes it might be difficult to look at. And all of it's fair. There's not a wrong answer here, right? We're all working through it. And I just think we got to keep working and keep digging and keep understanding that other people need a chance to speak. In this case, I think you need a chance to speak, right?
Yeah.
And I want that to happen, and I want that to be, I want.
And one of the things, I'm glad Shari said that because it allowed me to do that. Because I think that we, as you just said, it can be very uncomfortable. It can be very uncomfortable. I mean,
but there have also been times when I've said to you, Michael, I just don't think that plays into this moment. So I still can have a voice in this. I can still say whatever. Mm-hmm. We have different points of view. He sees things differently, of course, than I do. And so, we do go back and forth. It isn't just I listen to you and that's it. We do come together and talk through things.
Yes, we do.
And it's not always easy.
But, it's not easy because, because it's me.
And Dominique Devereaux.
And Dominique Devereaux. But it's hard. It's a very hard thing to wake up every day and go, I have to make a conscious effort to like white people. Because I see how we are treated, particularly Black women, the way Black women are treated. I just go, and I have to fight for that and make it, try to make it okay in the world. And I feel that I can say this out loud on here because most of the people we're talking to understand and get it and do that. And let me say, PBR makes me a philosopher.
I'm going to say something else. This Howlin' Gourds, if anyone likes pumpkin ale, this is really good.
Trader Joe's?
I really, really, really...
$1.50 a bottle. That's what got me. I was like, this is the bottle we getting.
I wanted to buy another one. I wish we had one more.
We do have one more. It's in the refrigerator.
You bought me none?
I bought 2.
I'll have one after the show.
Okay.
What do we learn?
White people tend to be blind to their own privilege unless they intentionally get uncomfortable and seek out that education, which too often we are unwilling to do. It's constant learning, which is constant needed discomfort. There you go. I don't
know if I totally believe that. I mean, constant learning, yes. Discomfort, it comes. But anything. I remember when 12 Years a Slave came out, remember? And remember, we talked to friends, I haven't seen it yet. And I said, you have to see it. And I remember even saying these words, it's a little bit homework, but it's a brilliantly done movie. And it's hard to see. And there is discomfort in that. But I don't know that it all has to be, in terms of race issues, I don't know that it always has to be discomfort. I think you can laugh through some things. Granted, you have to find the person that will be willing to laugh. You'll laugh.
I think,
not everyone's just going to assume that someone's going to laugh with you.
Because in all of this, there are tropes that keep being repeated that you laugh at after a while. Because someone says something, you go, that
girl.
It's like the whole thing with a Holly Bailey. It's like
we're getting to
as
that.
opposed
don't say it. We're getting to that.
Okay,
don't step on Holly Bailey.
Okay, we'll talk about Holly Bailey in a minute.
I'm going to jump into this.
All right. Okay.
So this
thank you for coming to my TED
There
Talk.
was an anti-gun violence thing in DC. There is a young woman. Her name is Mariana Pecora. I can't remember, maybe something big with the Voters of Tomorrow. Well, big, she's 18, but she has an executive director or something like that of the Voters of Tomorrow. She's 18, she's anti-gun, and they evidently are all there in DC having a little conference, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is going on a walk. And so there is Mariana Pecora. You're going to see her in this video, and watch what Marjorie Taylor Greene does to someone that she disagrees with. I don't think
that was supposed to work.
It was right there. Where is it? It ain't
You don't have it.
Okay, now you talk again. I always do this to you. It's right here. I just did it. Oh my god.
All right. So,
it's right here. It's gonna.
Right.
It's loading.
It'll
It's
be here in
loading.
just a
It's
second.
loading.
Anyway,
I've gotten faster at figuring this.
I
thing
love
out.
this shirt. I just love this shirt.
That
so
was a
much.
good segue, honey.
Look at that.
Here we go. Marjorie Taylor
Equality?
Greene. Look at what she does.
Just to be clear, the Second Amendment prevent gun violence. The Second Amendment, how does the Second Amendment prevent gun violence? You're the one that believes that the insurrection step out of the way. You're blocking a member of Congress. Excuse me, ma'am. You're blocking a member of Congress. You need to stay away. Members of Congress. You can't block members of Congress.
She kicked her. She got in the way of Marjorie Taylor Greene and had different beliefs. And Marjorie Taylor Greene said, you know what I'm going to do to this one? I'm going to kick her until she gets out of my way. This is who we vote into Congress.
We didn't.
Yes, anyway. That, I couldn't believe this. And maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene does not know this person is 18. But nonetheless, you don't kick people. You don't kick people. Get out of my way. Well, I'm a member of Congress. You can't be in my way. That's a bunch of baloney. It wasn't, there wasn't anything intentional involved in there. That was
this just reminded me of something else. Because one of the things we didn't talk about that I wanted to bring up, we're talking about the human trafficking that's happening in Florida and Texas.
Yes.
You know who needs to be brought up on charges? It just popped in my head. Is the people who because those planes were private planes. The people who knew what they were doing, renting those planes. The people who are driving those private buses.
Not wrong.
Those are the people they need to come after. Because
wrong.
if you come after them, they're going to turn on somebody. Because they ain't got that kind of life.
So we have a segment we have not done in a long, long time.
Bernard, Jennifer, y'all ready?
I'm not going to say the word. I'm letting you look at the word.
Isn't it tough? Isn't it weak? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? I am just a girl who has everything.
That actually applies to Dominique, really.
It's burned.
It's burned.
All right.
Do we show the image of the other?
Yes.
We showed this image last week.
As I'm sure, unless you are living under the last rock in the world, everybody knows that Miss Holly Bailey is playing Ariel. Ariel.
Look at you, Ariel.
Ariel in the new Disney live action Little Mermaid, The Little Mermaid. And, some folks have gotten very upset about it and said a lot of stupid things like, there's no way that there could be dark people under the ocean.
Oh, you said that was a scientist.
A scientist
said that.
Scientist came and
there
said,
can't be
there can't be anything dark under the ocean like that.
Oh, no.
And then another scientist came on and went, the darkest creatures in the world live under the ocean.
I say that on this show. I go, what about octopi?
It's
what
like,
about? I mean, they're
just being
they're just stupid.
Someone just said,
Okay, come on.
So anyway,
here we go. I'm ready to go.
Just go.
Say who it is.
I don't want to say until afterwards.
I'm blank of the week.
Nothing can be as it was. It all must be undone and turned backwards and upside down because the progressives just hate everything about society. So we all watched Little Mermaid. And if you're like me, you probably thought, well, yay, finally the redheads get something, right? They're the true minority that nobody talks about. The redheads. And they are now producing a mermaid movie in which Ariel is black. Now, are there black people with red hair? Sure, yes. It's not common for black people to have red hair. It is, in fact, a Nordic trait, if you will, Irish, really, if you want to talk about specificities. But they're going to make her black because everything must be black. That's the answer. Everything must be black. If it's not black, they can't produce it. If it's not black, it then should be gay or lesbian. If it's not gay or lesbian, then it should be trans. If it's not gay or lesbian or trans or black, then it can't exist.
First of all, this heifer is dressed like Rerun for what's happening now, minus the hat.
I really wish I had that image. I wish you told me you were going to.
I didn't know I was going to say it till I looked at the heifer right now and was like, oh, you dressed like Rerun from what's happening now. Hey,
I
bitch.
always wanted to move like him. Anyway, continue.
And then you're going to start to, how much do they pay you? How much do they pay
Michael,
you
but one thing she said
to
that
talk about yo people? And the fact that you want to say this shit about a fictional character that has been so far removed from the original source of Hans Christian Andersen, it is so far removed. And yet you want to hold on to this notion, Miss Thing, that it has to be a redhead. First of all, let's talk about the fact in you're saying this, you say that it's mostly Irish people with red hair. So
Hans Christian Andersen, Danish.
What you want to say? I'm so done with you.
My biggest problem with this piece, I want to revisit part of this. Was this
a Nordic trait, if you will, Irish, really, if you want to talk about specificities. Specificities.
Oh, baby, you Herman Cain Hart having heifer.
There we go.
It's for me, Herman Cain Hart having heifer.
It's when she said, well, the real, they're good. The redheads get it. They haven't had anyone. I'm like, what the heck are you talking
about? Honey, there's a Scottish bitch with long curly hair with her own movie. This is going to be the first movie we've had where one of us has not been a frog or a ghost who died.
She's a mermaid.
But we still see a black face.
Yes.
I mean, we had this. And the fact that, okay.
But I have a question. I want this to be a thoughtful answer.
I'm almost
you might not be able to do a thoughtful answer because you're so angry. And you have every right to be angry. But I have a question. Do you think Candace Owens actually believes everything she says, or she's saying it to earn buck?
It doesn't matter whether she believes it or not. But it is this image that's putting out there. Yeah. The reason that Raphael Warnock is in a tie.
Oh my God.
A tie with I can't even say his name. What's the boy's name? The football player with brain damage. Allegedly. What is that mug's name? I can't even think of his name because he gets on my nerves.
I know.
Christian Walker. Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker. Christian Walker's daddy. Speaking of coons.
I have to say that's genius. Thank you. True. I thought that when she was talking. I said, wait a minute. Your hair isn't necessarily... If you're talking about, you're talking about orange hair.
I mean, but it's like, here's the deal. They tout out... And she's smart. She's smarter than Herschel Walker. The donkey Walker. That Bernard K. Edison is talking about is smarter than Herschel Walker. But so they just propped up this black person so white people could go, look, I am not. What bug is that?
That's a bug. Keep talking.
Look, I'm not racist. Look who I'm going to vote for. You know, she's a prop. The thing with her is she knows what the fuck she's doing.
Yeah.
Because she was once black. She was once black. And I'm just like, you know what you're doing. And that's what makes it even more insidious, that she knows what she's doing. And yet and still, she is using it to hurt people who look like her and other people on the offshoot who actually donated that hair for her.
Well, the fact that here she is a black woman saying, everything is black. It's black all the time. That's not my reality in watching things. The whole thing.
Let's end this with something happier.
Well, we have. You wanted to go back to some things that I.
I just want to talk about two quick things.
I spaced out, and here we go. This picture, which is so beautiful.
That is Angelica Ross. You know her from Pose. There's a bug flying around my head.
Just Michael, just let it go.
That's from Pose.
I'm a topic.
Making history as Roxy Hart on Broadway.
Yes.
First trans woman to play that role. And I think it's a beautiful thing.
She'll be playing the role until November 16th. November 6th.
I could get to New York. I would go see.
They're doing a thing with Chicago where they're doing kind of rotating type things and bringing wonderful people in to do the roles. And this is now Angelica's turn, and she's going to be playing Roxy Hart, which awesome. I say, yeah, exactly.
Yes, come on now.
I say that.
One more thing. Two little things. Stick with us.
Who needs a Christmas ornament? Literally, Be Best is the worst grammatical anything. I don't know how this is still around. The whole thing is ridiculous.
Be Best. Did you have the price? Because I think it's like $24.99.
It's like $30 or
It's
something.
like almost $30 for a
ridiculous.
B best ornament with her signature on the back. Her signature's on the back.
So
All right.
what she did. So if you go to melaniatrump.org, don't go to melaniatrump.org or com or whatever it is. You actually can buy all these ornaments for like $35. I imagine they're this big and like stamped out and probably cost 30 cents
Pennies
to make. And she's charging $35. And you can get your
It's the
best
grift.
ornament.
The
Oh my
grift.
God, the
The
grift.
grift.
The
The
Trump
grift.
grift.
All right. So,
No. Don't talk fast. We're going to end in a leisurely way, but you're going to introduce our last
hold on.
video.
I'll just do this.
We're going to introduce the last video.
God, for a second, I just looked drunk.
Because you have
All right,
this is something that should be close to
a couple
you.
days ago, there was a birthday for someone that I loved.
Oh, it's not
madly.
today? I thought it was
It's not
today.
today. It's like
Okay.
a couple days ago. And
Oh, it was the 13th.
13th. It was
right?
the 13th.
Yeah.
And this is someone who I love madly. And I got to spend her last day on this earth with her. And she meant the world to me. And she went to lots of other people. And this popped up on Twitter. And I just want to play a little section of it.
A little bit of joy.
And just say happy birthday to Miss Nellie Ruth Carter. That's my girl. She was a special, beautiful human being. And happy belated birthday at this point, Miss Nell. And thank you for what you taught me in the time that we got to spend together. Mwah.
Boozing with gays.
We don't know when the next one is. Keep an eye out.
Bye, y'all.